Hello and welcome to this webinar about my lists in SchüCal. My name is Mattes Hof, and within the next couple of minutes I would like to show you some functions regarding my lists in SchüCal. So first of all, we are talking about the output options regarding my lists. Then I will show you how you can add a new group, a new list, and finally how you can add different combinations of lists to this groups. So right now I will switch to my SchüCal, and maybe you know the problem that if you want to generate output lists, for example, for a certain type of element, let's say for these two doors, you have to edit maybe for the quantity list the different output options which you can define here on the right side again and again depending on what you want to have on your list. So maybe you want to have the output format not for projects but per projects or per item, or you want to have different options here. You have to edit these output options from project to project. You can, I will cancel that here. You can bypass these additional clicks by using your own individual combinations of lists. Let me show you how this is done. We're going to the output options again, and here you find the entry My Lists, which is empty by now, but we will fill that in a minute. Above the lists, you find these three buttons: New Group, New List, and Add Lists. The last one is inactive now. You could directly start with a new list, but to maintain clarity, let's add a new group first. So I click on New Group, and I want to generate a combination of lists for the fabrication, so I will call my group Fabrication. There's my new group. Within this group, I can now add new lists. So I will add a new list. And I will call this lists fabrication of doors. Now with the third button, Add Lists, I can add the different lists I want to have in this combination. So let's say I want to have the quantity list, not the quantity list, sorry, I'd like to have the material list, the cutting optimization, and let's say the third list should be the cutting list. I select these three and then click OK. So now within my list Fabrication of Doors, I have these three lists added. Now I can change all the different items here in my options. So let's say for the material list, I don't want to have it in a long version, but rather short. I could change the settings for the cutting list and the cutting optimization as well. I will skip that here and just click OK. So now if you select different positions or a whole project, you can go to My Lists. And here you see the list Fabrication of Doors. I will expand it. So here you can just click the checkbox behind fabrication of doors. All the three lists are selected, and then click OK. So now the outputs are generated. So by editing the settings for these specific list within the list combination, you can make sure that you don't have to edit all the values over and over, because the list settings in general, the output settings, are not changed. So there are my lists. The material list for the first door, the second door, and then afterwards cutting list for both of the items, and the cutting optimization. So much for the functions my lists. Please let us know if you have further questions. I hope these informations are useful for your daily work, and I hope to hear from you soon. Last thing to say. Thank you and goodbye.